Okay, the next chapter is the project manager. So anyone here has experience as a project manager before? Asila, do you have a experience in a project manager as a project manager? Rohaiza, so what is a project manager? The project manager we define with two: the functional manager versus the project manager. The functional managers are usually specialized, analytically oriented, and they know the detail of each operation for which they are responsible. But the project manager must be generalist that can oversee many functional areas and have the ability to put the pieces of a task together to form a coherent whole. So in the company have two functional manager, just it is just a focus manager, just know his or her specialist. But for project managers, someone need to see everything from the everything included with the many functional areas and have the ability to put the pieces of tasks together to form a coherent whole. This is a project manager. So project manager must be fast learner, must be fast problem solver. This is a project manager because they need to solve with a different functional area. The functional manager, for example, in a company, we have a vice president marketing, agency director, sales, marketing research, market services, group is the administration. So this is a functional manager. Functional manager at the department of director, at the department of sales, at the department of marketing research, at the department of marketing services, and at the department of the group at the administration. So the functional manager, they have an analytical approach, direct and technical supervisor. The project manager, they have a system approach, facilitator and generalist. So the project manager, within the project manager, they can cover the functional area of finance, financial and functional area of engineering, contracts, planning, manufacturing, procurement, and quality. So project manager must know everything. That's why if you as engineer, you need to, if you work at 3 or 5 years, you need to sometime you need to migrate to the other department. So if you can understand with a different department, it's possible to you to get a job as a or appointed as a project manager. So the project manager is interesting. It's like a faster decision maker. So project manager is a faster problem solver. So project manager as everything. Project manager as a knowledgeable person in the company. So if project manager quit, so company will in trouble. So three major questions face the project manager. So you as a project manager, so what the question you thinking in your mind is what need to be done? When must it be done? How are the resources are required to do this job going to be obtained? So there are a lot of questions in mind in the project manager mind. So what needs to be done, what I want to be done, what the project actually to be done, why the project is a must it be done, or when must it be done, and how the resources require. So this is always in the project manager brief. So project manager is responsible for organizing, staffing, budgeting, directing, planning, and controlling the project. So a heavy responsible for project manager. So that if you are lower stress person, so you can be a project manager. Project manager is a very stressful person. So project manager must be good in organizing, staffing, budgeting, directing, planning, and controlling the project. So responsibility of a project manager. So responsibility to the parent organization. This means that the company, his company. Responsibility to the client. Responsibility to the team members. Above all, the project manager must never allow senior management to be surprised. So means that project manager must care about the people under him, which is the client, team members, and project manager must ensure that the project is smooth and efficient. And if the project manager is failure or fail, so senior management to be surprised. Responsibility to the parent organization, conservation of resources, timely and accurate project communication, careful, competent management of the project, protect the firm from high risk, accurate reporting of project status with regard to budget and schedule. So responsibility of the project manager to the client, preserve integrity of project and client, resolve conflict among interested parties, ensure performance, budget, and deadlines are met. Responsibility to the project team members, fairness, respect, honesty. If you want a success in your team or project, each member must be fairness, respect, and honesty, and concern for members who chair of the project. Most project managers get their training in one or more of three ways: on the job, project management seminars and workshops, active participation in the program of the local chapter of the Project Management Institute, and formal education in degree program. So manager must pass a degree. So they have a professional program. And some of project manager must have a professional certificate from the Project Management Institute. Importance of project management experience. The experience as a project manager serves to teach the importance of an organized plan for reaching an objective, negotiation with one's co-workers, follow through, sensitivity to the political realities of the organizational life. So an experienced project manager, they can plan the project to meet the objective, and they can know the negotiation skill with the one of the co-workers. They can follow through the project. And the last one is the best skill is the sensitivity to the political realities of the organizational life. So project manager can handle the political from the senior management to lower management, so that it can be a friendly environment. That is a project manager. Project manager cannot be biased, cannot be unfair, but project manager must be natural and neutral, uh, and and very care the sensitivity to the political realities. The career path often start with the participation in small project and the later in larger project until the person is given control over small then larger project. Special demands on the project manager. A number of demands are critical to the management of project: acquiring adequate resources, acquiring motivating personnel, dealing with obstacles, making project goal trade-off, dealing with failure and the risk and fear of failure, maintaining brave of communication and negotiation. So this is a special demand on a project manager. So if you have this requirement, so you are welcome to be a project manager. So project manager is an interesting job, and you need to project manager is someone with multitasking, someone with more to imaginary and dream. Project manager is more to the objective oriented. So project manager must be friendly with everyone. Project manager must be interpersonal, must has a interpersonal skill like teamwork, communication skill, and interrelation skill with the people. That is a project manager. Resources initially projected for project are frequently insufficient. So sometimes resource trade-off are required. Subcontracting, project and functional manager competition for resources often turn into win-loss. Acquiring and motivating personnel. So a major problem for the project manager is that most people required for a project must be borrowed. So So means that it's a lack of the people expertise in the project. This is a major problem. So at the times, functional manager may become jealous if they perceive a project as more glamorous than their own functional area. Typically, the functional manager retains control of personnel evaluation, salary, and promotion for those people land out the project. Because the functional manager control pay promotion, the project manager cannot promise much beyond the challenge of the work itself. It's about the issue within the project. So means that the project manager must be identify the expertise of the human resource in their project. So project manager is discouraged to borrow to the other area or department, but they must have a specialist, and they must have a interdepartmental relationship uh, to make the objective of project is success. This is a project manager. So characteristic of effective team members: high quality technical skill, political sensitivity, strong problem orientation, strong goal orientation, and high self-esteem. This is a soft skill and technical skill we need in the effective team members. So how to dealing with obstacle? One characteristic of a project is its uniqueness and will come a series of crises. So at the inception of project, the fires tend to be associated with the resources. As a project nears completion, obstacles tend to be clustered around two issues, like last minute schedule and technical change, uncertainty surrounding what happened to member of the project team when the project is completed. So this issue is related with the current issue, which is COVID-19. So most of the project is delayed. So uh, we can call it the uncertainty surrounding. So if the COVID-19 happens, so the project is stopped. So the COVID-19 is the uncertainty surrounding. And another one is the normal issue is the last minute schedule, meaning that the schedule is a change last minute. So how you want to solve? As a project manager, you need to fast to solve and make sure the schedule is still on time. The project manager must make trade-off between the project goal of a cost, time, and performance. During the design or formation stage of the project life cycle, there is no significant difference in the important project manager placed on the three goals. Schedule is the primary goal during the build-up stage, being more important than performance, which is in turn significantly more important than cost. During the final stage, phase out, performance is significantly more important than cost. So the first is at the beginning stage, or we call it formation stage, the project life cycle, there is no significant difference in the important. So when it coming with the schedule, is the primary goal during the build up stage being more important than performance, yeah, which in turn significantly more important than cost. So In the final stage, performance is important than the cost and schedule. Okay? So you can uh, target what is the best important in in the every stage. So is it schedule? Is it performance? Is it the cost? So normally in the final stage, the performance is significantly more important. This is an example of the importance of project objective for each stage. So formation, build up, main, and phase out. Failure and the risk of fear and failure. It is difficult at times to distinguish between project failure, partial failure, and success. So what appears to be a failure at one point in the life of a project may look like a success at another. So two general type of the project. So type 1, these projects are generally well understood routine construction project. So type 2, these are not well understood and they may be considerable uncertainty about specifically what must be done. So type 1 is understood, type 2 is not well understood, and both between two types, the project manager must clearly define what type of their project, what type of their team project, what type of his team project. So after that, we need to if not understood project, so we need to make a solution fast instead of the understood project. So the project manager is a main role to play the fast decision making. So the brain of communication, most of project manager time is spent communicating with the many group interested in a project. Considerable time must be spent selling, reselling, and explaining the project. So interested parties include top management, functional departments, client, members of the team project. So to effectively deal with the demands, a project manager must understand and deal with a certain fundamental issue. So must understand why the project exists. Critical to have the support of a top management, build and maintain a solid information network, must be flexible in many ways, with as many people and about as many activities as possible throughout the life of the project. So some of the most popular attributes, skill and qualities is like a strong technical background, hard-nosed manager, a mature individual, someone who is currently available, someone on good terms with senior executive, a person who can keep the project team happy, one who has worked in several different departments, a person who can walk on or fight the waters. So this is the criteria of selecting the project manager. Four major categories of skill that are required for a project manager and serve as the key criteria for selection: credibility, sensitivity, leadership and management style, and ability to handle stress. The most important is ability to handle stress. So what is the credibility? Credibility have a technical credibility and administrative credibility. Sensitivity, there are several ways for project managers to display sensitivity. For example, understanding the organization political structure, sense interpersonal conflict on the project team or between team members and outsiders, does not avoid conflict but confront it and deals with it before it escalates, keep team members cool, sensitive set of technical sensor. So, but the most sensitivity is the organization political structure. So, project manager must face with the political structure. So, that is the most sensitivity in the company. So, you need to know, you need to know how to handle the organization political structure. Leadership and management style. Leadership has been defined as interpersonal influence, exercised in situation and directed through the communications process toward the attainment of a specified goal or goals. Other attributes may include enthusiasm, optimism, energy, tenacity, courage, and personal maturity. So the ethical issue faces to the project manager. A project manager must also have a strong sense of ethics. Some common ethical missteps are listed below. Wired bid and contract. The winner has been predetermined. Buy-in, bidding low with the intention of cutting corner or forcing subsequent contract change. Kickbacks, covering, shortcut, using marginal, violating standard, consultant, and loyalties. These are a lot of ethical issues out there, and this is as a project manager, you need to face the ethical issue. So ability to handle stress, four major causes of stress associated with the management of project is never developing a consistent set of procedure. Many project managers have too much on their plate. Some project managers have a high need to achieve that is consistently frustrated and parent organization in the middle of a major change. So the ability to handle stress. So major causes of stress is a uh, too much on their plate and the parent organization in the middle of major change. It's a campur tangan daripada company. That is the most stressful as a project manager. Impact of institutional environment. A cultural institution are part of the environment for every project. In general system theory, the environment of a system is defined as everything outside the system that receives output from its or deliver input to it. So this is an impact of institutional environment, social, economic, legal environment, the business cycle, and technological environment. Multicultural communication and managerial behavior. So the importance of language cannot be overstated. Communication cannot be separated from the communicator, and managerial and personal behavior of the project manager must be considered in the communication process. So structure and style of communication. Delegation is preferred managerial style in United States, and but in culture where authority is highly centralized, it becomes the project manager responsible to seek out the information. So the manager of an international project cannot count on being voluntarily informed of problem and potential problem by his or her subordinates. So means that kat sini manager cannot inform dia punya problem, but they have a staff under him can inform the problem, which is a subordinate of the staff. Okay, for the international rule. So managerial and personal behavior. So in a society with highly structured social classes, there is an assumption that the more educated, the more structured a country's social system, the less direct managerial communication tends to be. So in summary, the project manager has responsibility to the organization, the project, and to the project team. There are many career paths available to an experienced project manager. Typically, a project manager faces unique demands relating to resources, personnel, communication, and negotiation. Two factors critical to the success of a project are top management support and the existence of a problem orientation within the team members. Compared to a functional manager, a project manager is generalized rather than a specialized, a synthesizer rather than analyst, and facilitator rather than a supervisor. There are common characteristics: technical skill, political sensitivity, problem orientation, and high self-esteem. The best person to select as the project manager is the one who will get the job done. Valuable skills for the project manager are credibility, political sensitivity, and leadership. So this is the summary of the project manager. You can read by your own. So as a project manager, the overall conclusion is project manager must be a multitasking. Project manager must be sensitivity to the political organization. Project manager must be responsible for the all functional area. So project manager must has a higher skill of communication, higher skill of interpersonal skill, higher skill of the technical skill. That is a project manager. So do you have any question here?